I am deeply pained and sincerely sympathize with you all over these unintended outcomes.
What we saw in this broadcast is that the president has elevated himself above the law by saying that we cannot no longer use the 500 naira bills and the 1,000 naira bills as legal tender, whereas the Supreme Court has issued an interim order saying that all three notes, 200, 500, and 1,000, should be used while we await the determination of the substantive suit. So what the president has done is to bring a certain military mindset into a democratic society and to tempt Nigerian people to defy the law, which is, in a sense, a very dangerous trend.
Oga, quiet! Na noise na dey make. Quiet! If the thing don't concern now, I'll call they speak English. Now I'll call they speak English. I want to see the video you made when the president single-handedly banned Twitter, a microblogging social media network in this country, for no reason. Because he felt that the platform was being used to enlighten, educate, and expose wrong in this country. He banned Twitter. What did he say? What did the law say about that? You empowered. When the president was globetrotting and the students of this country for 8 months they were home due to strike, what did you say? Let me see. I want to also know what you said with the analysis you made when unharmed peaceful protesters who were standing against police brutality were killed in Lekki. Till today, no documented evidence. Even though Fashola put his hand behind his back and went to see camera, till today the government did not make an official statement. All judicial panel of inquiry that was made were characterized with a lot of manipulation. Till today, those Nigerians that died, they even saying that some of the bodies were not being found. What did you say? Who gave the order to killing end-SARS protesters in this country? What did you say? So suddenly, because the president has risen to his official human being picturing of being a general and a dictator. Look you guys are. See, the truth of the matter must be said. As much as we think that this policy or program of the federal government would benefit Nigerians, this is an act of dictatorialism. Someone who is not a democratic person, how can the president of this country make a broadcast to again go against Supreme Court? This is what we have been in this country. And whether or not, see, intentions may be good, but then you are going, who goes to equity must go with clean hands. You are going before, you are leading the people, and you are telling the Supreme Court, what does this mean? Let's be realistic. It means that the president doesn't have respect for the rule of law. That is the fact. He doesn't. And how? Because he understands clearly that they will not talk na public with it. Why is the president disobeying the Supreme Court? Why? Do you know the CBN issued a directive 2 days ago that the old naira notes are no longer legal tender, and there is an injunction in the public place that was oh God, how can the Supreme Court make an injunction and say suspend all actions until we come to a conclusion on this matter? Then there are arms of government who are saying no. Are there things that the APC want to tell us? As the Supreme Court be indicted, is the president saying that the Supreme Court has had some judgment that may not be genuine, so this one is one of those judgments? No, never see anything. Anything you allow to happen, you institutionalize it. That's the fact. You see, this country that a governor was made governor for no reason, no grounds. In this country, no grounds. Just they call him the Supreme Court governor now. Because the people say, how? We cannot talk. Some of you want to campaign now for a man who doesn't have primary school results, secondary school results, no trace to a family in the state that he said is in, linked with drugs, linked with all forms of crimes. Well, that's another institution that we're about to raise. In future, when people of our political circle, all of them come from with wrong habits and criminal tendencies, we will say we don't know how we got here. I know how we got here. I know how we got here with the presidency. This government has been disobeying the rule of law separation of power, and several other principles of democratic living. Nobody spoke about it. We have been the ones suffering. Now, because it don't touch on they analyze, you are bringing principles. When we have been complaining as a people that this government has not been, oh God, one rest. Wasn't it this country that a serving minister of state for labor and employment, who is a lawyer, and he said he's a member of the inner bar of this country, said that you do not need to go to secondary school or write SSCE for you to become president. That in those days, great men read at home. They read at home, whereas he went to school. That's the first thing. That is the situation we are in. When we say anything you are permitting now, we are like, in future, all these things will come to play. Buhari never say anything. Let us keep deceiving ourselves. Let's deceive ourselves. In this country, the Electoral Act stands against campaigning as with religious and tribal tendencies. In this country, people have gone to their religious and tribal group to campaign and instigate some level of crisis and violence against other religions, against other tribes. There is nobody being persecuted. Nobody. As I talk to you now, the police is not inviting anybody, DSS is not inviting anybody. The Femi Fani-Kayode not say that a coup is being planned in this country. What has happened to him? Is he going? What did Nnamdi Kanu do that Femi Fani-Kayode has not done now? That's the problem. If we talk, they say we not get. No, the people should be at the receiving end. Now they don't pay no. You know, they talk. This is how it is. This is what it will lead to. I have no business. More than they talk, the president should continue to disobey court orders. After all, they'll be disobeying the people. No intention. I'm saying it here now. No matter how good this intention is, this is wrong. This is very wrong. Even if you have good intention. Let us elect a democratic president. Now they say no, the one you are campaigning for now, this thing we are campaigning for now will be worse. It is in this country that we are seeing cash and carry judgment. During the last Edo State election, where a court in Port Harcourt will give judgment, a court in Ekpoma we strike out that one and give another judgment, a court in Kanu. All of you, manipulation is embarrassing in this country. Lawyers will stand and then you are laughing. It is in this country where people will go and steal billions of naira. They will be given a patchy 5 million that they should pay as pre-bargain, and they will go home scot-free. Whereas criminals who stole Maggi are in Oko prisons and different prisons around this world, and nothing is being done about it. It will get all of us. There is a Benin parable that says, "Amegasinyo osigbe, water where you don't put for sponge, it will reach your body. As you don't put them for sponge, it will reach your body." All these things, they are precepts. It's gradual, step by step. It grows. When you allow nonsense to happen, it grows. Of course, you heard. Power intoxicate, absolute power intoxicate, absolutely. Because you have allowed nonsense to continue, absolute nonsense will continue to continue. It will get to all of us. This thing we are doing, it will get to all of us. The king will take flog first wife, they leave them for backup, they use and flog second wife. When I go check her, he said they pay us, una they happy. Now they pay all of us. It will get all of us. Vote in Tinubu, make it become president. All of us go there. I just said this thing they go now, say go they go. It must come all of us. Good night.
The banking industry entrusted with the process of implementation of the new monetary policy. I am deeply pained and sincerely sympathize with you all over these unintended outcomes. To stem this tide, I have directed the CBN to deploy all legitimate resources and legal means to ensure that our citizens are adequately educated on the policy. Enjoy easy access to cash withdrawal through availability of appropriate amount of currency and the ability to make deposits. I have similarly directed the CBN should intensify collaboration with anti-corruption agencies so as to ensure that any institution or persons found to have impeded or sabotaged the implementation should be made to bear the full weight of the law. During the extended phase of the deadline for currency swap, I listened to invaluable pieces of advice from well-meaning citizens and institutions across the nation. I similarly consulted widely with representatives of the state governors as well as the Council of State. Above all, as an administration that respects the rule of law, I have also noted that the subject matter is before the courts of our land and some pronouncements have been made. To further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens, I have given approval to the CBN that the old 200 naira banknotes be released back into circulation, and that it should also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira banknotes for 60 days from February 10th, 2023 to April 10th, 2023, when the old 200 naira notes ceases to be legal tender. In line with Section 20, subsection 3 of the CBN Act 2007, all existing old 1,000 naira and 500 naira notes remain redeemable at CBN and designated points. Considering the health of our economy and the legacy we must bequeath to the next administration and future generations of Nigerians, I admonish every citizen to strive harder to make their deposits by taking advantage of the platforms and windows being provided by the CBN. Let me assure Nigerians.
What we saw in this broadcast is that the president has elevated himself above the law by saying that we cannot no longer use the 500 naira bills and the 1,000 naira bills as legal tender, whereas the Supreme Court has issued an interim order saying that all three notes, 200, 500, and 1,000, should be used while we await the determination of the substantive suit. So what the president has done is to bring a certain military mindset into a democratic society and to tempt Nigerian people to defy the law, which is, in a sense, a very dangerous trend from a man who was voted in by the people and not by the army.